One, two, three, and the place to be. Once again, it's your player partners from the bottom of the map.
From the bottom of the map.
It's your dogs in
Hey,
the crib.
Hayes been gone for a minute, but I'm back again.
We
Hey,
back, we back, we back. We're gonna go ahead and jump into it, but before we do, make sure you hit that like,
hey, come on back,
subscribe, that notification.
back.
Go ahead and share, and as always, jump in the comments, and we'll jump back in with you. Let's get into it. Been some things going down, so we're gonna run through the gambit of different things that's been happening in the past week or two. First thing, for all you NFL lovers, big weekend, big Bumbleclot weekend. The Chiefs took down the Ravens in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, once again, cannot win the big one, beat Patrick Mahomes, and Brock Purdy. Everybody said he's a game manager. It was down 24-7. Had a great second half, brought the 49ers back to beat Detroit. A couple of fourth down conversions. Some people say Dan Campbell made some bad decisions. I say, hey, that's the decisions that got you there. You rolled the dice, you didn't make it. But now we're looking at another, this is part two of the Chiefs 49ers saga. What you got on that? How
Oh,
you
I'm
feel
gonna
that stuff
hit
went
each one
down?
of them real quick. Man, Lamar let the hood down. And I knew he kind of was as the game really started because when it get down to, we don't like talking about the elephant in the room. You got to practice in the off season on the short passes. You looking like Jalen Milroe out there. You looking like you feel me, probably elite running. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, ain't really pushing the ball when it counted. A little bit of the things too that Cam faced with later on, like your dual quarterback is really not pushing the ball. If you catch somebody slipping, I like the dart, but I didn't. And Micah Andrews wasn't 100%, but I didn't. I felt like that's the only thing he had really left to prove. And obviously he's lacking. It's not a bad thing, but that's going to be the question of how he progressed. When you got to go up against real quarterbacks, and we need this, not other quarterbacks, but when you're dueling other quarterbacks, and we really need to push the ball, you need to make a series of passes. You got to be a pocket passer. And then as far as Brock Purdy, yeah, I taught a lot of junk. Yeah, he really showed us. I had the rawest comment. Brock Purdy was the best version of Josh Allen. Like when I think about how Josh Allen is supposed to play, scrambling from the pocket, but still taking some sacks, kind of throwing an interception, but then having the luck go his way. I still think he has to prove it again in the Super Bowl. But yeah, he shut a lot of people up. And I think I think they did what it takes to be done. I also think that the Chiefs and Andy Reid, I'm starting to see Andy Reid has been to the Super Bowl like 4 or 5 out of 6 years. And I'm just like, yeah, I think he was trying to tell y'all in Philly, you have complete control over there. I'm putting respect on his name. I didn't follow the Chiefs enough this year. I didn't realize the defense is better. Remember how they were slack?
Top ranked
They
defense,
only had
top
one
ranked,
touchdown.
top ranked scoring defense. They held Baltimore to 10 points at home.
We need to take a look at and these matches coming up. I think the theme for college, the theme for Miami, the theme for the NFL, defense is going to win championships and critical games. If you don't at least have, if you don't have at least a good defense, then your offense has to be super elite like Washington. But you really need to be strong. As far as Dan Campbell, I think when you gamble, you don't gamble the same way throughout the whole night. I think you might gamble a first half, and then when you go to the bathroom and you come back, you want to shift things. I think you take the points because you're already up. So I do think what I do love about it is that the defensive coordinators were making adjustments. Same thing with the San Francisco 49ers. What is his name? Wilkes. He's a black defensive coordinator. I saw a lot of different looks, and I really looked at the game in terms of coaching, and I was like, wow, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because Detroit hadn't been nowhere since 1991. So great job for them. I want to switch gears a little bit though, just because those kind of already are done, and talk about something still unfolding. Miami Heat got Terry Rozier. You definitely hated it. You saw it as a lateral movement. You said, "How does this help us win championships?" You went right to it. You were like, "Look, it's spoken from a fan who we've seen championships. We haven't seen any since, but you're like, you want to hear championship." But Miami Heat looked at it like, listen, it was a good opportunity in the market. No, we didn't do the moves before, but this was the best move that we felt. Basically, we want to take a gamble. I think right now they were at 1-2. I don't know where they are as of this video. I also want to mention though, but before you speak on it, that You need adjustment periods. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
no, no, they've had two blowout losses, not close losses,
two
blowout
elite,
losses.
two elite teams.
I wouldn't
Two
call the
elite.
Knicks an elite team.
Well, the second one, Boston, is definitely elite.
Boston's an elite team, but the Knicks is
Elite
definitely
team.
not an elite team, and you get blown
The
out.
Knicks are better than us, though. They are better than us, and they have a great coach. They have a great coach. They have
We
a
got the
great.
best coach in the league. We got the best coach in the league. So I don't even want to. Yeah, we got the best coach in the league, hands down. We having blowout losses,
You don't see
and
me saying anything.
I don't want to dwell on the all the misses, right? We miss DeJounte Murray. We miss Lillard. We miss Bradley Bill. We missed on Kyrie. And like after all said and done, we got Terry Rozier, who is not a fit for our offense, who is very much a selfish player. He gets buckets, but a la Charles Barkley, somebody got to score on a bad team. So when you got the green light on a bad team, he doesn't play any defense. Like all the things we actually need, Milwaukee has. We could have got that with Damian Lillard, and now, we haven't addressed any of our needs. The best thing we did is, we basically moved, and I thought it was a good move, but you get Kyle Lowry off the books, right? 30 million, he's not producing 7-8 points a game, but now you got Terry Rozier, who is probably going to opt in. He has an opt in at the end of the year, and you're going to be on the books for him. So he's not going to produce. And now you
Yeah, but I
basically
think
in the
he has
same
trade
way.
value right now. He has like tremendous for this next year and a half, just because of the seasons he's had. He has. I don't think it's a bad move if you see the value as we can still trade for what we want later. Because now when we put that together with two or three other players, it's like, you know what, we can go to somewhere else. And I know that that's other half of it. I don't think they see him as long term. I think if it doesn't work out, which is what it is, then they'll switch. The other thing I'd like to say is that I think the blowout is bad. But is it really bad when we're watching the NBA have multiple 70-point and 60-point scoring like it's that easy? Like, you don't think we've reached a point where, okay, if you wanted the game of basketball to be faster, you spent 20 years, this is what we got. No more hard fouling. We're calling everything. And yeah, it's such to the point where, we're making a lot of people make the argument that the players are just better, but I mean, it is what it is. So I don't think the loss, that's just me, is as bad. I mean, everybody getting a 70 piece.
We'll see what Miami. The trade deadline's coming up. We'll see if they make another move. Probably not. I say trade everybody except for Bam.
I don't
Jimmy,
think there's anybody to get right now who's available.
listen, trade. I'll just blow it up. We're gonna do OKC. We're gonna just get picks and we'll just build for the future. Send me a young, decent player, and let me get picks for the future, and we'll just build that way. Because this team is not gonna. Okay, we'll scare somebody here in the playoffs here, there. We're not gonna win a championship. Like the point of it all is to win a championship, and
They're not going to do that. Doesn't fit the culture though. So I don't think
it
they would
don't.
ever do that. That doesn't fit the culture.
It don't. I do want to say something about the Hurricanes basketball team.
Okay.
Um,
They
they've been
out
kind of up and down.
last night.
They've been up and down though. They've been having some wins. They've been having some losses. Um, I just want to say, like you see in this team, I think it's going to take like another year and maybe a couple more players to really get it all together. It's just like they have stretches where they just can't score. They just look out of sync, and teams really open up leads on them. And then they have stretches where they try to come back, and it just doesn't work. So I
Yeah,
like what Larinaga is doing. And they're not in like like in a big rebuild, but it's going to take a little bit more time. Based off of we expect what happened last year to happen this year. I don't even know if they're going to make the tournament this year.
I know,
They're
but
going
why
to
don't
have to
you
have
even
a
be
hell of an
specific?
ACC run to make the tournament, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
I
they're
think
there.
what you're really not saying is that, bro, Nigel Pack ain't that he wasn't like the boys from last year. We lost two critical players, and you know exactly who they are. And those dudes are in the NBA, I believe, both of them. So you know what I'm saying? When your talent goes to the NBA, it says something about those dudes. That dude, that point guard we had last year, I forget his name. He could create a shot. He could take over games, and he don't need the three. When you live and you die by the three, you already know how this is gonna go. We don't got no mid-court range king in there, and we don't have another player like that wing we had. We had a raw wing. He was like a
Jordan Miller. Jordan
yeah,
Miller.
Jordan Miller.
Cleveland was supposed to be that guy. I
Yeah,
transferred from FSU. He was supposed to be that guy, but it takes a little time. Takes a little time for it to mess.
Nah,
But as
I
you're
think
right,
it's, I think it's
Nigel Pack is not that guy. He not.
Nah, but I don't think I haven't watched any, like that. I've only watched highlights. But I'm like, you're not that guy, because if you was that guy, here was your opportunity. And we talk a lot about being prepared for opportunity. What are you doing in between time? So when your number is called or you get a team, because you're not at Florida State doing better than us. They done beat you. So you joined. So listen, you left that team to get beat by your team. I know they love that. I know they love that.
But last but not least, we gonna talk about it a little bit. I was able to get off a couple of rounds on Ja'Cory Brown.
Let
Going
me
standing on business, speaking his truth, saying what he needed to say. Shit. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, it's crazy, because I wanted to say something after that. I did, but I think now my take is perfect, right? Everything is
Oh,
that.
12-0, 12-0. We're going 12-0. That's the word.
Let me get a little bit of. I need Ja'Cory Brown. I need a little bit, because I wanted to say something. Because look, man, y'all been riding. The people that fuck with this podcast, y'all know what the fuck we've been saying. We've been saying our coach was garbage. Our coach been garbage. It's everyone else who has to tell you. We've given you facts. We told you, there hasn't been any elite O-line coaches. I've told you about chess masters. Even this conversation, we mentioned Spo being the best coach. We talk about, Frisco. It don't matter what team, even Larinaga. And all of these places are well coached. So when I really heard the interview, I was like, well, if you've been following this channel, we've been right. We've been saying you could use this dude differently, because as he said, listen, I just redshirt, you know what I'm saying? And we both know you can play at least 4 games. Well, we got 5 losses, 5 official losses, right? We lost Rutgers, that's 7-6. So in 5 of those losses, you could have used this man. But instead of just using him, think about the NC State game. You could have used him not just for running plays. You could have let him come in there in those series, because, the ball was not being moved. So when we talk about coaching, when those games came up, it's not about all you did later was because you were like, you don't want to kill the confidence of the quarterback. But guess what? We got to make halftime adjustments. And if you get your players in a mentality to where if you're not playing good, I'm going to sub you in, not because I don't believe in you, because we have to make adjustments to win the game. That's the job of coaching there. And I was like, those 4 games, he could, and he's been practicing. He's on their scout team. So I was like, he plays every week. Yes, you could have really grown. There's enough going on between Tyler and our quarterback room. There's no reason why both of those quarterbacks, if not all 3, are splitting series. But the thing about it is, a lot of people who have these other podcasts, they're not on coaching. They're just fans, and they don't make any sense. Even when we were just like, look, they need to get better. What are you really talking about? So when I heard a lot of other podcasts, it was like, oh, what he said was too personal. And I know you used the Cat Williams headline, but I began to say to myself, these dudes really don't know football. It was one particular, I ain't much going to say his name because I ain't known that, but he was like, oh, that could perceive this hate. I can perceive this hate. He shouldn't have did this. He shouldn't have did this. And I was like, you don't even know Cam Ward. You think he feel like that, or do you feel like that? To the point where you don't like that, to the point where, goddamn, boy, you out there, you eating on the banana yourself, talking about, I don't like that shit. I don't like that. I'm talking about Buddy went in. Then he was like, what do y'all think? And I'm like, damn, what do we think? It's not that serious. We're talking about football. Niggas hit each other. These niggas from the hood, yeah, the nigga got their daddy. You already said Buddy in the military, so he can't be no bitch. He can't be no bitch. Not just that, you finna come in this locker room. You damn right you motherfucking got to play. It's all love, but you got to play. And I'm like, well, he showed us he's a dog. So what I really took from the interview is this. Sit here. They went and got a quarterback who has your exact skill set. You could have been groomed. You already come from Valdosta, bro. We done been to Valdosta, so I already know what's going on. So I was like, oh, no, this dude is a dog. I'm a forever fan, well-spoken, yet competitive, and you're going to win. You're going to win in life. Those are the type of men that we want to coach. And if anything, I think that also showed me, we in trouble this year, so let's be bleeding to the 12-0. He ain't got no coach. I'm a fan. I love the players, and I think players like that. But I almost, if he doesn't see significant playing time this year, I say and he was loyal, right? In an era of where college, the number one we talk about is people's loyalty. You can't even say that. That's so rare, right? Everybody snitching. This the only dude that didn't snitch, and y'all still talking? Nah, And I know he ain't getting no heavy deal. So I'm a forever fan. I have actually loved a lot of our past quarterbacks. You already know that. And there's some of them who I felt like, okay, just because you weren't good for us, that didn't mean anything. Like coaching is an art. So I hope he transfers. As far as us, I have even less faith in the coaching staff. Like I'm almost to the point where I was like, well, y'all putting so much hopes. Our fans don't care about a program. They're putting their hopes in players. They don't care. They want recruitment. They talking about we had a great, this weekend, for instance, we hosting some more 5-stars. And I was like, boy, you ain't even won with none you had yet. Bruh, some of y'all different. Y'all don't care about no coaching. You don't want to analyze the play calling, but you want to watch the playoffs and talk about, Quinn. I'm like, that's a coach. That's a coach. You talking about the defensive line? Now, I will say this. Defensive line do have me looking scared for other players. You feel me? They do have me looking scared. You feel me? And I know we got to wrap it up. But nah, we're not going 12-0. I do think we have some scary potential out there. And I just feel like even if we do, I'm looking like we're going to play good games with good coaches and we're going to get out coached. And as long as I feel like our fan base looks at that ceiling, then it doesn't matter. Like I said, I think 10-2 because we have to put on training wheels for Mario because he don't want to coach 10-2. 12-0 just off of talent alone. Because that defensive line, them 2 4-stars are in the top 5. The 2 4-stars I think are even. So I was like, you got that on the line? But hey. So yeah, I can't see a 12-0, not with the coaching. Not elite crazy and C-level coaching. 10-2. 9-3, really. I'm being good for 10-2. If I knew me, I'm like, nah, that boy got 4 losses. They got 4 losses in them.
Well, the people gonna hate you for that.
They got 4 losses in them. Mario don't want to lose 4 times. I looked in his eyes. We got to get it done. We got to get it done. He ain't got no facts for you. Why y'all like people lie to you like that? Why you just like it? My homeboy, and last comment too. I remember, one of No Sweater Picks. Shout out No Sweater Picks. He hit me up. He was like, "Look, man, who do you like, the Ravens or do you like the Chiefs?" I was like, "Well, my heart want me to go with Lamar because that's you feel me, him and Prime. That's Black Jesus, and I'm gonna forever be a Lamar fan. I don't care what said. You feel me? On the team in the Black City. You feel me? Baltimore. That being stated, I was like, but if I was a betting man, I'm going to go with Andy Reid in the coaching because I was like, this offensive. And then I was like, and he got the defense elite. I started to see those corners only had 1 touchdown ever. I think one of the touchdowns that the Bills did, that was his first touchdown whole season. I was like, oh, that's a shutdown corner. I said, oh, damn, yeah. So even though, and once again, I like last prediction, I'm riding with San Francisco, but yeah, Chiefs looking scary out there. It's looking real bad. It's looking like the boy going to take Tom. I'm saying it now. He win this one, he taking Tom Brady. Yeah, he finna get more than 7. Yeah, he finna be the best. He's finna be the best.
All right, well, shit, you know what it is. Go ahead and, like, subscribe, share. Please comment. Please jump in the comments. And a lot of y'all might not like that 12-0. You might be rolling with the Chiefs. You might be rolling with the 49ers. You might be down on Lamar, or whatever it is. Go ahead and jump in the comments.
Jump in the comments. Don't let your heart start talking to you. Let your mind talk to you. Let's tell you what's really going on.
But keep rocking with your boys, man, as we continue to build and grow this channel. And to the next time, man, it's from the bottom of the map.
From the bottom of the map. Hey. No.